we're not together, so I don't need to owe you, I don't owe you any explanation of like who I'm talking to. Now, if you ask me, if you say, "Hey, I'm looking for something serious," you gotta like establish what it is you're looking for. Don't assume that I know what you're thinking. So you establish what it is, and we see if we're on the same page. If we're not, we're not. And if we are, we are. So we can see where it goes. The problem is that people assume a lot of things. So you let me know what it is, because I'm going to do me at the end of the day. 100%. If you don't ask me to be your girlfriend, I'm single. 100%. So.
Does this sound like a woman who's out actively seeking marriage? If you don't bring up the relationship, she's not going to either. What does that sound like? Welcome back to Money, Marriage, and Media. My name is Mike, and we're back with Daily Wrap-Up Crew. We are looking for high-level conversations. Why? Because the gender war is dumb. And in order to break these things down, in order for us to start avoiding these topics, we need to find out what the real issues are between men and women and how we can resolve them through high-level conversations. Let's go.
I mean, listen, let me get to this next one. The next one is called breadcrumbing, right? Says this is the practice of sending flirty or ambitious messages to keep a person interested in a relationship without committing to anything serious. Have you ever basically led somebody on? You ever led somebody on?
Oh, I can answer that for them. Yeah, that's women's strategy right there.
I don't think so.
Come on.
I was led on a lot, but I wasn't.
I feel like we get led on.
I don't know what females you.
So you're saying guys was breadcrumbing?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
You want a good example of women breadcrumbing? It's called the friend zone. Men and women can't be friends. The only reason that guy wants to be friends with you is because he's hoping for something later on down the line. That's it. That's the only reason.
There's no way y'all ghosting niggas without breadcrumbing.
No.
What are you talking about? We just ghosting them. We don't need to give them a little bit of attention. We're just not giving no attention.
What about the niggas that y'all are giving attention to that there's 20 other dudes there? Y'all got breadcrumbing.
No, that's dating. You just dating.
Dating 20 niggas?
You just dating, you're talking, you flirting, you having fun. Like you're not.
So you're leading one on.
No, it's not. If you're very clear that if y'all didn't establish a relationship or anything, y'all just talking, how am I leading you on? I don't know what you're doing.
Because women in the dating, y'all know. If y'all got 20 niggas, y'all know who the top 3 niggas in that list is. Like,
you
and
should know too.
Everybody else is just, I'm gonna just keep them around. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, first of all, y'all agreeing with this? Y'all got 20 niggas shit?
No, I
ain't no disagreement. Like, what the fuck?
No.
Nah.
21, can you do something for me?
I feel like that's the same with men and women. If you're talking to like X amount of girls, I'm talking to X amount of men. I know the person that I like the most, but like if you're not committed, I have other people to fall back on. So,
but if you like one the most, you breadcrumbing the rest of them because you already know who your attention going to.
They doing the same thing too. Like it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But men do it too. Classic gender war response. Just accept accountability. And even then, getting them to admit to it was like pulling teeth. If you're doing it, just say you're doing it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal because the guys that are being led on, clearly they think it's worth it. So I'm not going to knock women for that aspect. I mean, because, well, you know what? No, that's not true. This is why I say you should get to know each other over the phone. During that time when we're getting to know each other over the phone, you can talk to whoever you want to. I don't care. Because there's nothing here. We're just getting to know each other. We haven't even been on the first date yet. And I don't know if I even like you enough to take you on the first date. So at that point, yeah. And you're not going to be the only woman that I'm getting to know. So at that point, But if we're going on multiple dates here, then yeah, I'm expecting that list of guys to start whittling down. Because if it doesn't, then I'm going to move on to somebody else. And, we don't need to hang out anymore. A couple more phone calls, and I'm probably just going to move on because it's not working out. So.
Okay, I needed that. I was trying to. Guys are doing it as well.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie. I always put that I'm a Gemini into it, but if that matters,
it don't matter. It don't matter.
That's my excuse. But if you want to play that game, we could play that game, but it's a game. Like,
what game is that?
The guys be playing. Like, so if I feel like I'm bored or something, personally me, like,
what does this mean? Like,
like you play. I know when a guy is playing. I know when a guy isn't serious. I know.
No, she don't.
It's easy to tell. So if I know that, everything that you're saying to me, I'm taking it lightly, and I'm gonna give you the energy that you want out of me. It's like a game, but nothing is happening. We just talking our shit. Like,
I don't know. I think that women make rules for men that they don't want to be with, and then they break rules for like men that they do want to be
That's
with.
life.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
That's not life.
That's life.
No,
yes,
it's not.
it is. Because
no, it's not.
Hold on. Let me think about what I'm gonna say.
That's life for when you're in your sexual marketplace prime. Unfortunately, most men will never reach that point, just because not enough to have enough options to do that. Women, however, do. The difference is that women, you think of it like a flame. Is that women's peak is going to be a shorter period of time, but it burns a lot brighter. Whereas a man's peak is going to be like a low setting, but it's going to last for a little bit. It's going to last for longer if they can reach that point, right? Now, what we're talking about here is, yes, the men that they want the relationship from, they will definitely break rules for. Or the men that they can see potential in, they will break those rules for. The men that they don't will be very hard, and that's how it should be, though, because because this is literally female nature, and it's a feminine thing to do, believe it or not, because she's just not going to abruptly cut you off. That's a very masculine, that's a very harsh thing to do. Most women are not built like that, so they're going to, kind of try and let you down covertly. You just have to be, a lot of times men, we are not seeing the signs of it because we don't have the same social calibration that women do. So you got to be more socially aware, even though I know it's a superpower for them. They do it at a much higher level than we do. This is part of, you got to learn how to read the signs. It's just what it is.
because women would say, "Oh, he got to keep my attention." But the nigga y'all know ain't shit that y'all attracted to. He ain't keeping y'all attention. Y'all just so interested in him that y'all letting all the red flags go by y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
He not hitting you up, and you still interested. Like, damn, why he not hitting me up?
You just said you even acknowledge which one is playing and which one is serious. The one that's serious, you can be flexible on how much attention you give him, and the one that's playing.
Are you trying to insinuate that?
No, because
you're using.
Hell yeah.
For what?
So why are you playing with a guy that you know is playing?
Wait, hold on. I thought this was casual. Like, you make, first of all, if someone just I need a play-by-play.
He was going
You hop in my
somewhere with
Instagram. You know y'all like to like photos, and then y'all hop on the Instagram or respond to an Instagram story, right? Okay, hi, my name is so. All right, fine. Y'all start talking, and then for whatever reason, I might find you attractive. All right, so I'm flirting back. That's not leading you on in any kind of way.
No.
Where's the lead on?
After it builds up and it continues.
If it builds up and we're vibing, I don't see what a leading
the
is.
lead on is if you got another nigga that you taking seriously, but you still entertaining this. No, it's not going nowhere.
If I'm dating, it does not matter. No, that does not apply. If I'm dating, I'm single. I'm gonna talk to whoever. You could do the same thing.
So do you let the other men know that you talking to other men?
If you ask me, but I'm not about to go. All right, we're not together, so I don't need to. I don't owe you any explanation of like who I'm talking to. Now, if you ask me, if you say, "Hey, I'm looking for something serious," you gotta like establish what it is you're looking for. Don't assume that I know what you're thinking. So you establish what it is. And we see if we're on the same page. If we're not, we're not. And if we are, we are. So we can see where it goes. The problem is that people assume a lot of things. So you let me know what it is, because I'm going to do me at the end of the day. 100%. If you don't ask me to be your girlfriend, I'm single.
100%.
So.
Does this sound like a woman who's out actively seeking marriage? If you don't bring up the relationship, she's not going to either. What does that sound like? Sounds like somebody who's in their sexual marketplace prime, and they're not looking to settle down anytime soon. Sounds like I'm free and I can do whatever I want to. Translation: it's my body, my choice of who I have sex with and when I have sex. That's cool and all, but understand, we know what the long-term effects of that are. You know, the type of man that you're hoping to qualify if you want to get married, the type of man, the quality of man that you're looking for as a husband is going to look back on that time and say, okay, well, hold on now. What was all this stuff going on during this age, during this part of your life? Nah, see, you got to look, if you're not trying to get married, then that's the type of woman you need to be with. Because she's not looking for any kind of commitment. She's just looking to go dating. You know, you take her on some dates. If you're able to, you know, put forth enough effort, eventually she will start having sex with you. And if you don't bring up the relationship, she won't either. What do you call a woman like that? Right. See, I think she told on herself without telling on herself. But it's always interesting. I mean, again, if you're a marriage-minded man, I would say walk away from that. Because most women who are marriage-minded, they're looking for commitment. And they will approach it before you do. Because, again, men control access to relationships. What she just acknowledged is that, well, no, if you don't bring it up, I'm not trying to be locked down. I just want to be free. Yeah, well, there's a certain YouTube term that we like to call that. I'm not gonna say it here because you are sound off in the comments if you know what usually gets said. And I think a famous rapper said it, but we're gonna keep moving.
Oh.
Simple.
That's I don't know what a lead on is. Leading on is like not establishing
So
anything.
how you feel about this? Because you looking around like you like I don't
It's
know.
because I agree with you. I agree with her. I just like it's hard.
She on the fence. She don't know what side to go.
I agree with you that some females lead men on, but I know I don't do that. But then I agree with her in the sense that like if there's 20 guys responding to my story and I like that they replied or that I say thank you or whatever, and that leads on to like a short conversation, that does not mean I'm leading them on.
Right.
No,
I
the
don't
moment that
think
they say they want to go out with me or something, I'm gonna be like, nah, that's a dub.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
not, but that's not leading on. That's straightforward. That's straightforward. Yeah.
You know, again, I think we need to start paying attention to, well, you know what? We need to do a better job of raising our kids. In this situation, I'm talking about our daughters, because if marriage is the goal, then you need to start preparing for that. You're not going to have, the pedigree of being a wife. That doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to build that. And while you're building it, the potential man that you want to be your husband, that, whatever quality you're at, that man is going to look at your past and say, okay, well, wait a minute here. What's going on here? You got we can go back and look at this. When you got this kind of mindset right here, is that if he don't bring up the relationship, I'm not going to either. You're going to meet a lot of guys who are, they're going to be okay with that. And they'll just keep, they'll keep having sex with you until you say something. And unfortunately, because once you get that label, very few men are going to take you serious with commitment for that. So you can say that. She can say that all she wants to. But again, I don't know. She may not want to get married. If that's the case, then yeah, that makes sense then. Her strategy, from her mating strategy, makes perfect sense. It's the unfortunate thing is that if she changes her mind, it may or may not be too late. Who's to say? It just depends on the quality of man that she would want to marry. But we got to, like I said, man, these conversations are important because we got to start breaking the gender war down. We got to do a better job of understanding each other. And I get it. For the most part, men definitely understand women more than women understand men. It's because we are pursuing, we have to know how women think, and in order to make ourselves attractive. But I don't see is that it happening, the shoe doesn't go on the other foot usually. most women have very little knowledge about the male experience. It's I always find it interesting that the ones that do, they tend to be married. So that's why I always say, if we did a better job of raising our kids, particularly our daughters, then we should be raising them to work in cooperation with each other. We raise them to value marriage, because it's always interesting when you meet women who value marriage. Very seldom do they have that mindset of, well, if he doesn't mention the relationship, I'm not going. If he doesn't mention the relationship, I'm definitely not going to bring it up. If he doesn't say anything about it, I'm cool. There's a 3-digit number that comes to mind. But we're going to leave it there. Again, sound off in the comments if you already know that what that's called, but I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to say goes to the next time. Peace.